Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Messy Church Online. If you're joining us for the first time, we give you a big wave, and if you're joining us for the second time, we give you a big wave too. My name is Rachel and I'm going to be helping us as we try out some science experiments at this week's Messy Church Online. Now, for those of you who joined us last week, or perhaps you might know anyway, I wonder if you can remember what topic or theme we're exploring in November's Messy Church. What topic or theme are we exploring? We are thinking about finding light in the darkness, thinking about where we find light in times of darkness, when we might be feeling sad or fed up, and how we might help others to find the light in times of darkness too. So, are you ready to take part in this week's first science experiment? I am going to put my science goggles on, ready for the first science experiment. If you've got some at home, you can put them on too. But if not, don't worry. By the time we're able to come back to Messy Church in the building, there will be lots of science goggles waiting for you. So, shall we go through the checklist for what we need for this week's first science experiment, which is the underwater science experiment, the underwater candle science experiment. So, what you need is a candle like this. Oh, I'm using a tea light, but you can use any kind of long pillar candle, that'll be fine, or a tea light like this one. You need a plate. You need a small glass. You need a teaspoon. You need a jug of water. You need some food colouring, or if you're using liquid watercolour for the experiment later on, you might like to use that. Any colour is fine. And you need some matches or a lighter to light your candle with the help of an adult at home. So let's go through that again. You need a candle, check. You need a plate, check. You need a glass, check. You need a spoon, check. You need some food colouring or your liquid watercolour, check. And you need a jug of water, check. And if you've got all of those things, you are ready to begin this week's underwater candle science experiment. Now, the first thing that we need to do is we need to add a few drops of food colouring, or you can use a liquid watercolour if you're using that later. Just a few drops, maybe just 3 drops is fine, to your jug of water. Any colour is fine. And give it a stir. So you turn it, whatever colour you've added, give it a stir like that. Perfect. Then you put your jug of water to one side, and in front of you, you need your plate. And in the middle of your plate, you need your candle. If you're using a tea light, you might like to take the metal off, like this. So your plate, your candle in the centre. You need to very carefully, with the help of an adult, light your candle like this. Light your candle like this. And as we light our candle in this week's first science experiment, we're thinking about finding light in the darkness. But we're thinking first about times of darkness when we need to find the light. I wonder what those times might be. Perhaps it might be that you are not really feeling like you want to go to school, or perhaps you don't want to do your homework, or perhaps you want to have a play date but you can't have one. So we're thinking about those times and how we might find light in those times of darkness when we're feeling a little bit fed up. So, what we're going to do really carefully is pour the coloured liquid onto the plate. Now, your candle needs to be in the liquid, but the water doesn't need to come over the top of your candle. So you don't need perhaps as much as you think, just a little bit like that. So wait for everyone to catch up. Fantastic. And thinking about those times of darkness, when we feel fed up and we're looking for the light. What does that feel like, those times when we're feeling fed up but we're looking for the light? Well, what I'm going to do is in a moment, not yet, I'm going to put my little glass over the top of the candle. And I wonder what you think is going to happen. What do you think will happen when I put my glass over the top of the candle? Shall we find out? Ooh, the water is rising. Look, the water is going up the glass. Is that happening to you too? Oh, the candle's gone out. So the candle's gone out, but all of the water has gone up the glass. I wonder if that's what you were expecting. And I wonder, for those of you who are keen on science, if you know why that happens. Why does that happen? How does all of the water come up the glass? Well, some of you might know, as the candle is burning, it's using up some oxygen, so the air pressure in the glass is decreasing. It's decreasing, and so the air pressure inside wants to match the air pressure outside the glass, and so the liquid is forced up inside to change the air pressure in the glass. That was quite cool, wasn't it? And so as we think about that, we're thinking about those times of darkness when we're feeling fed up. This is what it might feel like. Oh no, where is the light? Where is the light? And in our next experiment, we're going to think about where we might find that light. Where we might find that light in times of darkness. So I'll see you back in the Zoom call in a moment.